Joining me now is politics and sports writer at Outkick.com, Bobby Burack. Bobby, Nick Saban came out along with Jerry West, and he supports this voting rights, as they call it, the voting rights bill. Of course, ESPN was awfully excited about that. Bobby, I don't know why this isn't more transparent to everyone. Like I said at the very beginning of the show, Nick Saban doesn't know anything about this bill, doesn't support voting rights. What he does support is his ability to walk in the home of a 17-year-old black kid who runs really fast and bench presses 1,000 pounds and convinces that kid's parents that if he comes to Alabama, he's going to be a nice guy to the kid. It's not more complicated than that.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing more than that. I mean, you saw ESPN and like CBS Sports and like The Athletic, New York Times, all these groups say, look at what do you conservative white people in the South think now? Nick Saban supports voting rights. See, you guys are the race. But you're exactly right, Jesse. Saban doesn't know anything about this voting rights bill at all. And you made a pretty good point online last night. Everybody on the left is saying 2020 was the quote-unquote fairest election ever, the safest election ever. Why do we need voting rights? I thought everything went just as planned for them. I can't imagine why we'd want to make any changes. But yeah, I don't think Saban has any knowledge about what's in the voting rights bill. And something interesting is none of these outlets picked up his other comment, which is saying he doesn't support getting rid of the filibuster. So why does one make the news, but the other one doesn't? I mean, in my opinion, neither one's in news because I don't think Nick Saban knows about voting rights or the filibuster.
Bobby, there was a clip that came out. I know you've obviously seen it. I have no doubt about that. You probably already analyzed it, but I want to play it again for the audience where the Golden State Warriors owner had something to say about the concentration camps currently going on in China.
Nobody cares about. Let's be honest. Nobody cares about what's happening to the Uyghurs. Okay, you bring it up because you really care, and I think that's nice that you care. The rest of us don't care. I'm just telling you a very hard.
Wait, you're saying you personally don't care?
I'm telling you a very hard, ugly truth. Okay, of all the things that I care about, yes, it is below my line. Okay, of all the things that I care about, it is below my line.
Bobby, I'm actually going to tie this in with the Nick Saban thing. It feels like all of our sports have been pulled in an anti-American, oftentimes flat out pro-China direction. And you're a sports guy, man. I'm not. I'm just a fan. I can't figure out when that happened. Maybe it was always that way when I was a kid, but I don't remember any of this at all. I remember athletes waving American flags and things like that. I don't remember this garbage from when I was a kid.
Yeah, I mean, two things are really the cause of this. One, in particular, the NBA's case, is how much money they make in China. A couple of years ago, when then Houston Rockets GM said that he supports human rights in Hong Kong, China pulled the NBA off of China's broadcast network. So the NBA lost a lot of money. And moreover, NBA players are making millions of dollars off of sneaker shoes that are made with cotton from concentration camps in China, off slave labor. So the NBA and its players are making a lot of money from China, and they know if they say one wrong word, China will not only cut them off their airways, but also cut those sneaker deals, which is making like Dwayne Wade, Jimmy Butler, Klay Thompson boatloads of money. I think the other side of this is the advent of social media, right? Is that now brands like Nike, Subway, McDonald's, they're more responsive to online backlash, and it seems like for whatever reason, if you have to support Black Lives Matter, but if you support China, all of a sudden or Chinese citizens, all of a sudden you're controversial. I think the biggest picture we have to understand here is last year at this time, the U.S. Secretary of State deemed what China is doing to the Uyghurs as genocide. This is the closest thing we have right now to modern day Nazis. So for the Warriors owner to say nobody cares about that he doesn't care about that, that's an owner of an NBA franchise saying, I don't care if modern day Nazis are doing that as long as we can still cash our checks. That's a horrific comment that I think is not getting nearly enough attention.
Hey, thanks so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and like and subscribe. You heard me. Like it, subscribe. You'll get a lot more of it and a lot more of me.